All right, good morning, good morning. Today's Friday, the 25th. Fridays I don't go to the gym because my work day at work starts from 7:30 and it ends at 4. It's an hour earlier than typical, so I take Fridays off at the gym. I've been up for about like 20 minutes now. I got my green tea going. I went upstairs, I talked to mom and dad for a bit, and every morning I gotta give my dog this pill, so I do that first thing so I don't forget it. Yeah, so what's on the schedule? Last night I thought about a hand I forgot to mark. I'm gonna open that right now. Is there a way to get rid of that pop-up? That's pretty annoying. Oh, I said no. So yeah, I'm gonna go through a couple hands real quick this morning. I'm gonna do my mental edge right before that though. I'm just gonna open this so oh man, this window is gonna be a pain in the butt. Can you go up a little bit more? Just like that. That's so weird. Why does it go? I'm missing the top inch of my other screen. That's odd. They're not the same size of displays, I guess. I don't think it would do that. So I guess I could go this one all the way up here. Alright, cool. So yeah, Blake. Yeah, so I just asked Blake for like a Poker 101 course, an ABC type of style. Is that how you spell Mohawk? Mohawk Casino? Mohawk Casino. Yeah. It's Mohawk. Like Mohawk. I don't know W the Mohawk Casino. I live in Canada, but only 30 minutes away from an American. I always put a American because I'm French. American Casino. Then I'm also trying to learn how to type properly. Online, then play live. Friday. Yeah, nice. I think he only specializes in live poker though, that's the thing. I think that's a good plan though. I want to crush 10 and now. And then go play some live poker Friday and Saturday nights. Because it's American money, it's worth 30% more than Canadian money. So 10 BBs would be like 26 bucks Canadian an hour, which would be good. Plus it would add some freshness to the stuff. It'd be a different game, but the same kind of game, you know, where SPRs are different because raise sizes are different. And I want to build a role so I can get coaching, good quality coaching, not just. I'm kind of skeptical of these people who keep charging newbies, you know, to learn the basics and stuff like that. Micro-state coaches type thing. I want a mid-state coach or something like that. Someone I can have a relationship with long term, not just. Kind of overfilled. Alright, so where's the timer on this? 5 minutes. Yeah, I started at 6, right? Alright, so I'm gonna turn off my music here. I actually have to log out here. Yeah, I gotta answer all these questions. Yeah, we have a solid course that going to play online playing. Live 1-2 though is such a nasty environment. Lots of addicts and people who have no self-control and stuff like that. I'm not really into live. I would play live like 2-5 and 5-10 and stuff like that. I'm sure that's a little bit better than 1-2. American casinos, man, compared to the casino in Ottawa and Montreal too. When I first went there, they could still smoke. They were drinking. It was like old school poker, you know? Just so I'm on day 17. I already did this. Why does it keep not saving? Because I don't want to press next, that's why. Yes. Yes, I added my green smoothie. And yes, I did not drink. Alright. I don't like clicking this because then it brings me to the next video. Alright, so I'll take off my tunes. I don't know if I should be videotaping this. I'm not going to videotape this part every morning. It's not like my YouTube videos are going to go viral or something, so.
Welcome to day 17, everyone. Reconstructing our new identity.
Every day I take a picture of this. Get rid of that. Plug this back in. Reconstructing our new identity. We are in alignment. Most players don't have a plan. I thought about that yesterday at work, you know. You have to know your strategy so well that you almost know exactly how the hand's going to play down before it goes through, before it even happens. So that as the hand's happening, you can focus on body language and really get filtering down specific hands in their ranges. If you don't have a plan, you don't know when you're deviating from the plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't know when you're deviating from the plan. That's another thing too I thought about last night. I'm gonna input. There's this app called Poker Strategy or something. It's got like all these pre-built ranges for like cold calling and UTG, 3-betting versus UTG, all these things. They might not be accurate, but I'm gonna go with that as a starting base. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna quickly go over this. These are number of combos of offsuit hands, pairs, suited. Total combos are down here, 566. This is all pre-flop stuff without flops, obviously. You have 24 hands that are offsuit. You have 50 hands that are suited. You have 13 always pairs. 13 minus 3 would be 10 pairs here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah. And then 9 pairs, yeah. UTG, hijack. So yeah, another thing I thought about too, my strategic minder, tight out of position. I want to work on my pre-flop thought process. Really focus on it. Even if I know it's an open, just go over the steps. So I'm going to put a star on this. Added later. Alright, cool. Alright, so music's off. Let's do this. Alright, where was I? Most players don't have a plan. Alignment is when you say something and follow through. Strategy, always versus sometimes. Personal agreements, leaving when you said you would. Alright. I didn't do that last night. I played a little longer, but I was in a good state of mind. I'm fine with that. Tomorrow we will start to create plans. You create the plan, but it's useless unless you stick to it. Yeah, so in my green tea, I put cayenne pepper, ginger, and turmeric every morning. Anyways, let's get this started.
We are in alignment. So the first thing I want to say is most players don't have a plan when it comes to this game. And if you don't have a plan, you do not know when you're deviating from that plan. And alignment is a core part of our identity because alignment means that we're following our plan. We want to be in alignment with our goals, with our strategy, with what we set out to do. And it tends to feel really good personally when you said you were going to do something and you follow through and do it. You might find this in little things, like you said you're going to do your plus and minus, and you feel good about yourself when you're like, you know what, I follow through, and every single day in this mental ed strategy, I have watched a video. And you might feel a little bit off of like, oh, or make excuses like I talked about before to protect yourself on why you didn't follow through with that style or with that format. A plan is really, really important. And, alignment from the perspective, keep as simple as possible, as I previously said, it's setting out to do something and then following through. And there's different ways this can be practiced or applicable in poker. So on table, we have the concept of a strategy, right? And most of you have not done enough work on your actual core strategy. And one of the ways I describe things is, let's just say pre-flop. When we're discussing what range of hands we open pre, a good way to categorize it is always and sometimes. So for example, we always know that we're raising kings plus under the gun, ace king suit under the gun, or whatever you guys decide. And then sometimes we're raising certain hands. Now the sometimes is part of the dynamic side of a plan. In this game, there's a lot of conditions that allow us to change certain things. The game isn't always the same. We could be at very bad tables, very good tables, so we're going to need adjustment. So in the sometimes range, we might have eights plus for some of you, and some of you might be tighter. It doesn't matter what it is. But once you have a sometimes and you have an always, there's clearly a what? A never. And then never is when people tend to get into problems because they haven't done the work, and some of you have done the work and you've done all this range on range work and you understand what 3-bet range should be against certain players, and others of you haven't. But we all want to have a solid plan so that we don't know when we get reckless. So when all of a sudden you know what your pre-flop ranges are for the most part, you know that there's a dynamic portion to those ranges, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm getting bored. King 7 offsuit, that looks good to raise under the gun, and you just raise it. You're deviating from the plan. And a lot of mistakes in poker happen when you deviate from the plan. We'll talk about that strategic aspect. The second is really your personal agreements. So later on, we're going to build certain agreements with ourselves that when do we leave? What game conditions are just not good for us to play? When is our limit? How do we reach our limit? What behavioral indications are our limit? We're going to set all of that. And all we want to do is understand that we've reached alignment when we follow through. I think that, you're going to see this in your life and you're going to see this in the game. But tomorrow is when we're going to start to create plans. And one of the most powerful things you can do as a person is create plans and set them out, because it builds a faith and a confidence in you as a person. It also builds a faith and a confidence in you at the table. So for example, some of you might have some tilt issues that we're going to get to and work on. The most effective way of dealing with these issues in the beginning is to build the confidence to know that you're the kind of player that isn't going to play when you're frustrated. So I've told this story a couple times. I'll continue to tell it throughout this course. I am somebody that never was able to get over tilt when I was younger. I got really frustrated. I got really nuts. And I knew that I wasn't going to make it in this game until I dealt with this. Now, I didn't pick up meditation. I tried to do deep breathing. I tried to do all this stuff. I was just a nutcase. But what I did do is I created a certain set of triggers for myself that when they happen, I'd leave. So even if I got on the AC bus for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, finally got to Atlantic City, sat down, and in the first 20 minutes I felt that anger come on, I'd walk away from the table. And at first this was weird because
Wow,
you know,
so he lives in New York and he actually goes to Atlantic City to play poker? I thought there'd be like nice juicy games in New York. Atlantic City's like 8 hours away from me. I think New York's like 9 hours or something. That'd be a cool little weekend trip.
I have a big commitment getting to the games.
Maybe once I've built up my live roll, take a trip there. Is it worth it though? I'll spend like a bunch of money on gas and rooms and stuff. I'll be going there to pay for my trip pretty much, I think. Anyways.
That I wanted to play, or some of them would be private, and I'd have to say I have to go to the bathroom and take a break. But then what started to happen is once I built that confidence that I know that I won't play when I'm tilted, I started to leave the table for like 20 minutes and feel fine, and then 5 minutes and feel fine. You sort of you feel silly after you build the confidence to understand that, like, all right, I shouldn't be playing now, but it's sort of stupid because I drove all the way out here. But you still know yourself as somebody that's not going to sit back on the table and be like, it's sort of stupid, so you know what, let me just get back in the game. It's more of like, I don't want to go about this behavior over and over again, so let me find other things to sort of reduce it. And that's eventually what happened with me. So at first, I started sticking to the plan of just immediately leave. And that was good enough so I wasn't hemorrhaging buy-ins. And I used to be bad, guys. I used to like run a stack up, really run it up to like 5 buy-ins and then just
stop
buy
us.
there, and someone didn't like me and I would attack them. I was the exact antithesis of everything I'm teaching in this course. Like I wish I had this course, but I was too arrogant at that age. I probably wouldn't even listen to myself. But anyways, the plan was really important. So we want to build out that agreement and then be able to follow through. So tomorrow I'm going to start teaching you a model for creating plans in poker. And you create the plan, but it's completely useless until you stick to it. That's why part of our identity is an alignment. We want to be in alignment with what we set out to do. We want to be the kind of person that says, I'm going to do X and follow through with it. Not the person that makes mistakes, not the person that complains, not the person that blames others for our plans. It's really, really important. We want to have that integrity to follow through. And remember, you create the plan. No one else does. Someone else, I'm not creating the plan for you. You're making it. So whatever you say is important to follow through. Now, of course, this is poker. When I say the word plan, sometimes people think like range charts or some sort of specific things. It's not the case. A plan is going to have a dynamic nature that's going to account for the game. I never say that I'm going to play 5.5 hours. It can have a sort of a spectrum of like, all right, I know that my sessions tend to get tired between 4 to 6 hours. So what I'm going to do is have certain things I'm going to do at 4 hours into a session. So don't worry about that. So for today, your assignment is where in your game do you have plans and where do you think you need them? So I just want you to document one, where do you have plans? Some of you have session length plans, some of you have well crafted or adapted strategy and you're good at that side of it. But some of you need more in terms of the relaxation, some of you need more in terms of breaks. Like for my pro players out there, how many of you have plans for vacations? Poker vacations where you don't play the game and you do something with your family or something like that. Like those things are sort of important. I'm going to go through the process of breaking them down. We're going to have a solid plan over the next couple of days. We're going to build it. So write down where you're at right now, and tomorrow we'll get into the planning.
Where in the game do you have plans, and where do you need them? So I guess I'll break it down. Plan 1. Keep I'm also trying to learn. I told you guys this, but I'm trying to learn how to type properly. When I first notice emotions, I was gonna say start to rise, but it's more off balance. Start to get off balance, because you could lose drive or you could gain too much drive typing. Plan 2. Warm up before my poker session after work. Plan 3 is play. End of it. To quit early, or if I can play longer. What time is it? I gotta get ready in 15 minutes. That's just all I gotta do. Anyways, this in a couple hands. Do I have any other poker plans? Plan number 4 is play. I don't have a specific number of hours for Friday and Saturday night though. Poker Friday times. Actually, plan 5, study in the AM, and deeper study Saturday and Sunday mornings. Saturday mornings I could like review my live hands in the future. Same with Sunday morning. Alright, I need a pre-flop thought process. What other kind of plan do I need? I need a plan on how to share poker, how to study with other people. A plan for studying with a group. I don't like being part of groups with like 10 people though, who post stuff and I have to read through a whole bunch of shit. I like just me and like 2 other people, 3 other people, something like that. I need a pre-flop thought process, a plan. I obviously need a turn and river thought process. But right now, the pre-flop. So I should focus on a plan for studying with a group of people. I'm gonna wait on that though, because that takes a lot of time and I just want to regroup. I know it's probably the most effective thing I could probably do, but I need to gain self-confidence and self-control first before I start reading posts, and it's like, whose opinion do I respect more? I'm just gonna like creep the posts, the forums, the Reddit 1 forum for now, to see who's the higher stake, like the low stake players, the better micro stake players, who are the noobs. I could probably just post and help out the noobs. Yeah, I'll post on forums that are 2NL and 5NL. That's a good plan. Post on 2NL, 5NL, and read everything else. on my break at work. That's a pretty good plan. I'm gonna try and post one hand a day eventually. Like this weekend, the Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna go through my database and just see where I might be weak. I need a more specific Friday night and Saturday night plan because I usually wake up 5 a.m., bed at 9, and if I'm going out or if I'm playing late till like 12 a.m. or something, it throws my sleep off, which means I gotta sleep until like 8, 8:30, 9. That's no big deal though. Then I could do my work as soon as I get up till noon, my studying, eat. After I eat, I think like a afternoon workout would be best to refresh my mind, and then just go on and do a little bit, maybe some fun stuff after that, and then some poker study before I start my session. I know I'm going to avoid Sunday tournaments. There's this like temptation, all these people on stream the good value tournaments, but I know nothing about tournaments, so I'm just going to stick to cash games. There is something attractive about like just buying into one good value tournament type thing, maybe for like $11 or something, the big 11, and once I do that, it forces me to play 8 hours straight of poker. I think once I get comfortable playing... What the hell is that? This just randomly does that. Once I get comfortable playing, solid like 6 hours on Friday and Saturday, then maybe I'll do that Sundays. Just a little fun tournament on the side. Just hopefully build a stack early, because I'm a cash player. I mean, I'm weaker with short stacks and mid stacks. I'm just better with deeper stacks. But yeah. Excuse me. Plan for studying with a group of people, sharing hands. Oh, play. I'm not gonna fix that. I think this is good enough. So what are my plans? I got keep a mental lean sheet. I warm up, play at least an hour. If I can't play long, play more poker Friday. That's my plan, but I don't know exact plan due to better game selections. Studying the aim. Alright, cool. So that was yesterday's ads. This is today's ad. All set. Green smoothie, yes. No drinking, yes. See, I don't like pressing this because then it's going to bring me to the next video, but who cares? I'll just do it like that from now on. That way it registers. Why did it kick me out? That's weird. 6:30, I got 20 minutes. I gotta get ready. Few stats. So yesterday I won about 2 buy-ins, which is dope. Look at this mess. This is a mess right here. You want to see stupidity? Here it is. Here it is. Here it comes, folks. This is terrible. Man, I was such in a bad state of mind. I remember he 3-bet to like 7 BBs, I want to say. Oh, I knew it was a small one. Dude, it's a click back. I didn't even know you could do that. I thought like the minimum was 6. Isn't that the rules at live poker? Anyways, so I call, obviously. I have no fold equity here. When he c-bets this, what am I folding? Ace king, ace 10. He's got ace queen, ace jack, maybe 10s, 9s, 8s, but I block 10s. I go for a check raise. I don't know why. My dumbass is like, he's got ace king here. He's gonna fold it, but like, what? Just call. You've got a good price. He can have aces, kings, jacks, queens, ace queen, ace jack. If I hit my ace, he'll have ace king. If I hit my 9, my 9, I think he'll still stack off with like, yeah, ace over pairs and top pair plus, definitely at this limit. So I've got implied odds. Definitely just call. Don't. Why are you doing this? Now when he calls your check raise, just check call flop, and then he jams and I call, and I'm not even getting the right prices. Am I? 8 outs times 2 is 16, and he probably has an ace a lot of the time, so it's more like 7 outs. Is there a way to hide this? There's got to be a way to hide this, because I got to be able to do this math without seeing this. Alright, let's just do it. I've got 40 big blinds. I gotta call 40. It's because whenever it confuses me whenever I gotta eliminate this. I see 71, but it's really 61. So let's go. 61 times 2 is 122 plus 46. 122. 162 plus 6 is 168. I gotta call 40 to win 168. Goes into about 4 times 4 is 16. So yeah, about 25%. Alright. That's, yeah, it's just terrible. Check call flop. If he bets turn, so let's say I call, check call flop. We'll just say 6 big blinds, 18 plus another 6 would be 24. The pot would be, let's say he bets half pot, regardless of the pot is, it just depends on the bet size, right, on the turn. If he bets half pot, I gotta be good 25%. Would that be worth calling that on the turn? I don't think so. Because I would only have 7 outs. It's 8 outs, but I'll say 7 because he's got an ace a lot of the time here. I think like ace jack, ace queen, ace king, or aces. My king, is it ever good here? Yeah, versus ace queen and ace jack. I've got that going too, so maybe it kind of balances it out. We'll just say 8 outs. Eight times 2, so if he bets a third of the pot would be what? I would need 20%. Half pot is 25%. Pot is 33. I used to know all these things, and that's why I need to come up with a math sheet. My mom fucking threw out my math sheet though. It took me a long time to put it together, but it's okay, I'll put it together, and I think doing the hard work of putting it together again is gonna make me relearn it quicker. Anyways, this is just a bad hand. This is, I used to mark river exclamation mark and turn exclamation mark whenever I get turn check raise or turn or river check raise or big bets, you know. So I want to be able to say click this off and click whatever off. This is definitely tilt. What kind of tilt is it? Like, is it carelessness? What was going through my head? Because here, ace queen here, this hand happened right before. I 3-bet the small blind. He probably min raised, so I probably made it 10-ish. Yeah. He calls. I'd like to see 10 here. Okay. It's not terrible. But I think I could go bigger here. He's never folding 8x, those mid pairs, ace x, 4-5 suited. Then he min raises me to 12, I believe. Yeah. This, based off like my live play, is usually like a feeler bet. Like I've got an ace, but I don't know where exactly I stand. Like ace jack, ace 10, ace 9, maybe even like a hand like 8, 9 who just wants to see where they're at. I don't want to fold any of those out, so I click it back. I want him to call so I can jam the turn, right? If he jams here, I obviously have to stack off, right? It's just like a cooler. This is just a cooler, kind of set me off. He decided to flat ace king. So he min raises me on the flop, then jams me once I 3-bet him. Does he ever play ace jack like this? There's no like jack 10 of diamonds or something like that, you know. The guy min raised the button. I can't fold to this, right? Not at these stakes. I'm just gonna mark this one as a strange hand. Good hand. I think that's why I marked it as good. But it kind of set me on tilt. I mean, he's got ace, about all ace 8 offsuit. I'll give him ace 4 suited. Then 8s, 4s, ace king. So how many combos is that? I could look it up in Flopzilla, but I'll do it. So ace 8. There's 2 aces, 3 8s. That's 6 combos. There's 2. So 8 and 2. No, 6 combos, you dangus. 2 and 3, 6. Plus the 2 of ace 4 suited. So that's 8 combos. Plus 3 and 3 of the sets. 8 and 6 is 14 combos of value. Plus, let's give them all ace king. I totally forget what I just said. 8 combos of value? So he's got, oh my god, 6 of ace 8. 6 of ace 8. 2 ace 4 suited. That's 8. I'm definitely a visual learner. I should be writing this stuff down. But I have to be able to do it in my head. So that's 8 of the 2 pair. 6 of the sets. That's 14. 14, 2 pair sets. Okay, now ace king. 2 and 4 is 8. 22 combos of value. Let's give him all of ace jack. I don't know, man. Ace jack, ace 10. Do they stack off with ace 10, ace 9 here? This may be a fold. Am I good 27% of the time? Let's just put this in flops. Boo boo boo. Just quickly do this here. I'm a visual learner, man. I need to see this. Alright, ace of diamonds, eight of clubs, four of spades. Let's give him... You can have slow played aces too, I guess. Let's just get, let's see, worst case scenario here. Ace 4 suited, where are you? Up here. Ace 4 suited, ace 8 suited, ace 8 suited, off. Now let's give him boom, boom. I have ace of spades and a queen of diamonds. Equity hand. Oh, wow. Where's combos? 39 combos. Let's see here. No. Keep it like this. So I don't think he plays ace 10, ace jack like this though. After I 3-bet the flop and I 3-bet the flop and I 3-bet pre-flop. Yeah, I think this might be an exploit fold. It's so tight. I don't know. I kind of feel nitty. Right, you need to be good 27% of the time. My hand is good 36% of the time, but let's say we remove, well, we're behind everything, so 19%. This is probably a fold. I'm gonna email this to myself. I'd have to save an image, I believe. Oh, I forgot. What time is it? 43. Okay, cool. Oh, I want to mark. Okay, I'll just email this to myself real quick, and then I want to mark that hand before I forget. Jan 25th. Can I just paste it, please? Yes. Good enough. I'll take a look at that at work. So I want to look at those. Okay, cool. So flop. I'm starting to think it's a bad hand. Do I want to click back to flop? I think so. Because if I click that, the pot's nice and big, I could jam the turn, right? It would be 60 and 20 is 80. I'd be jamming 60 into 80. I could just call this too. Raise here with the intention of folding because the 4-bet is just such a strong move. That could be a good move too. I'm on the edge. All right. Which hands do I want to mark? Let's go here, here. Put this in front of me. The nit. Where I was scared of value betting. Right here, this hand, I believe. Nope. All hands here. I also have lemon in my tea. I got about 5-10 more minutes. Luckily, I'm really fast at putting all my stuff, my work stuff together. I got it down packed. I can get ready in 15 minutes. I got half an hour until I gotta leave. Right here, this hand, I remember I was squirming on the river. Tilt. On river. this, like this. I'm not gonna post any hands, but I'm gonna just review these at work. I could go through all the combos that I'm ahead of. You could have king queen, king jack, king 10 suited, queens, jacks, 10s, 8x. This is an easy jam. The only hands I'm afraid of is 3 combos of aces, 1 combo of kings, 1 combo of 6s pretty much, and 3 combos of 8s. 3, 4, 5. 5 and 3 is 8. 8 combos that I'm behind, really. I believe I counted 27 combos last night while I was thinking of it. A value of like king jack, king 10 suited, 8x. It's easy value jam. I wish I had a laptop so I could just bring it to work. Okay, I'll close this shit. So this is good. Alright, I'm gonna end this video and I'm gonna upload it. Alright. What other hand? I already marked this bad hand that I freaking... Oh, I didn't jam the river on that. Ugh. Alright. Ace king here. I'll go through this real quick. I don't really remember this. Oh yeah, this is the one I 3-bet to 22, I believe. Which is alright. 8 times 2 is 16. Half 8 is 4. 6, which is 20. 20 to 22 would be good. I think that's good sizing. No fold equity whatsoever. I'm ahead. I'm way ahead of like ace queen, ace jack, king queen type hands. There's no point of betting this flop. Such a small price. I like this call. I do have the ace of diamonds, would mean I block a lot of his diamonds. But I think he's got a whole bunch of broadways here. I still got a lot of outs too versus like 10s, jacks, 9x, 6x, 7s, 8s. I still have a lot of outs versus those. I think this is a good call. I need to be good 20% of the time. I think I'd have to analyze this and flops a little deeper. Obviously I would. Now the question is sizing. He can have ace jack, ace queen that he turns into bluff, ace 10, right? He could have like 10s and jacks. I think those bet a little bit bigger on the turn though. 9x. So yeah, about. So do I just want to target his ace x here and hope he just spads calls with 9x and 6x whenever I bet bigger here? Half pot's not a crime. It's kind of just a default. I can also bet bigger so that if he jams, I'm just committed. I could bet like 48. I'd have to bet 48. I have to call 35. Thinking his ace queen is the nuts or something, or just a random bluff with his diamonds, or a gut shot 7, gut shot 8. Bet sizing is definitely something I have to work on. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to end this. It's been what, 50 minutes? I flew by.